All right, so we are going to build our next build, which is very similar to the flapping bird, and it starts out pretty much the same way. And I thought it'd be fun to make a dinosaur. Again, I'm using a different paper, one that's easier to see the folds for you guys than the white paper, but it'll work just the same. If you don't want to use the white paper, you can use any paper that is a square, and the ones that we're using are 6-inch squares. So it's kind of up to you what paper you use, okay? But you can use the squares that I provided for you. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start it out the same way as a flapping bird, okay? And I wanna make sure that I have everything lined up as close as possible. So I make sure that this corner lines up really well and that these two pieces line up really well before I crease my paper, okay? I'm gonna do the same thing here. Okay, and then I'll put one right there in the center, hold it, and I run my fingernail across it. That's how I do it. If you don't want to do that, you could use a pencil or something to get really nice creases. Open that up, okay? I'm gonna take this down this way, go to the corner here, make sure it's lined up once again, like so. All right, there we go. So now I've got this kind of pyramid shape once again, okay? And right now it's facing down. I'm gonna flip it over so the pyramid is facing up, okay? And I'm going to pop this inside out, kind of like that, okay? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two corners, bring them together, and then they're going to go right down here, okay? I'm going to make sure they line up. Okay. One and two, okay? And make sure they're all nice and lined up well, and then I will crease that paper. And then I'm going to take this one down here also. Just like that. There we go. Make really nice strong creases there. So this is the exact same start as we did for our flapping bird, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this edge and go to my center line here, okay? Just like I did with the flapping bird. Okay, and it's going to feel really similar to that for the beginning stages. Okay, and we've done it on this side, so we're going to flip it over, do the same thing on this side. Okay, get this a little bit closer so we can see better. There we go. Okay, get right up here to the center. There we go. Nice strong crease. Once you get it lined up, it needs to be lined up well. The better it's aligned, the better everything comes together, okay? Okay, now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open these flaps up here. I'm gonna take the top piece of paper, all right? And we're gonna do kind of the same thing we did with the flapping bird, okay? Where this thing is going to come together where these lines are going to line up with the center, okay? But this time, and if you get something like this happening, just kind of help it out, help pop it the opposite direction. This time, we're going to make this come down this way, okay? Just like that. All right, and at any point, if you need to pause and rewatch, you can. Okay, so I'll show you one more time. It was like this. I take this top paper, go up this way, like so. And then these come to the center. and then it folds down like that. Okay. Now, flip this over. Do the same thing. So I open up these, put my finger right here, okay? You might have to help it down there in the corners. All right. These pieces go to the center, okay? And then this comes down. All right, so there we are so far. That's the last part where it's the same, okay? So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna lift this one up and I'm going to take this edge and line it up here, okay? Like this. Get it lined up first and then crease it, okay? Open that back up and I'm going to do it the opposite way. So this edge to this fold. Just like that. There we go. Okay, give it a nice crease. And now this is kind of neat how this works. Okay, so watch what happens here. I'm going to fold this, okay, the whole thing kind of this way. Okay, and see how this thing, you kind of have to help it along. I'm going to fold it and I'm going to kind of bend this up. And what it's going to do is it's going to make this kind of go right here at a right angle. Okay, there we go. So now, here's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it up this way. And I want this line to be parallel with this line over here. Okay, just like this. And then I'm going to fold it the opposite way too. So I just do the same fold, but just flip it over to the opposite side. Okay, make sure it's nice and parallel, good crease. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up and I'm going to pop it the opposite way. So just like that. Okay, I'll do that again. So take this, I'm going to pop it up that way. Okay, see how I did that? All right, so this is parallel to that. Okay, and now I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to just bend him down just a little bit. I'm going to fold him underneath and then I'll fold that in. Okay, so I'll show you that one more time. Okay, fold it underneath and then crease it like that. All right, now you can do it either way. I'm just going to flip him over this way. What I'm going to do is this part here is going to become his hands. You'll see here in a second with little tiny T-Rex hands. Okay, so I put my thumb in here, all right in the middle, kind of flare this paper out a little, and then I'm going to take it and bend it the opposite way of what it was. Okay, like that. And you can kind of pull it out a little bit, just like that, and you can see those tiny little hands there. It's starting to come together. Okay, you're starting to see it. Now, we're going to take this, fold it down this way. Okay, so it's just the top one. There's three of these. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're going to take the top one, fold it down this way to where it is, again, parallel. The leg, this side of the leg is parallel with that part of the neck. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing with the other leg. Okay, and what I do is I look right up here and I just kind of hold my fingers right here to where they're the same. And then I make sure that the legs on the front side are lined up the same way as well, like this. Okay, and you see we're getting close, all right? Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this leg in this way, and you can see how this line is parallel with the bottom of the tail. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing over here on the other side. Okay, so I come here, and I want it to be same angle if at all possible. That makes it work better. Okay. So I'm just gonna do like that. There we go. Okay. So you can see we're getting close. All right. And then I'm just gonna bend this back this way. Okay. Fold it back one more time, like so. Just like that. And depending on the angle, sometimes they stand better, like depending on how you angle the feet, if they're more angled that way or that way. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing over here. Okay, I'm going to try and get the same angle. I'm just going to line these feet up together before I make that crease. There we go. And I can pinch them together to crease it, just like that. Okay. Now, if you watch other people do this, they'll put one more fold in at the bottom down here. Okay. But every time I put this fold in, it made their legs flare out and it looked like they were doing the splits. So I ended up just leaving that part out. All right. Because they sit a little bit better, at least for me, when I do it that way. So let me try and show you here. There we go. You can see how that one stands better than this one for me. And maybe it's because I'm not using origami paper or something, but that's okay, that's it. So there we go, we have our raptor. I'm guessing it's probably a raptor, maybe it's a T-Rex or something. But it's some sort of dino in that category, okay? And yeah, that's it. It's very similar in how we built our flapping bird, but the last half of it was a little bit different, okay? So anyway, have fun with it and follow directions on how to submit it. There you go.